My name is Jessica Lynn Johnson, and I am the founder and CEO of Soaring Solo LLC, and that's a company that is dedicated solely to the direction and development of solo theater, one-person plays. And today we're going to be talking about building your creative team. Now, even though it's true that doing a solo show is a lone journey in many ways, and that you're going to be wearing many, many different hats as a solo theater artist, you still want to have a team. It's certainly not something that you can do alone in many regards. So first, you want to get a dramaturge or editor, a writing coach, someone who can sit with you, go over the script, make sure that you're following correct structure, that your story has an arc, that the characters are clear, all of those sorts of things, that your writer's voice is polished and clear and all of those things. So a dramaturge or a writing coach of some kind, someone who can also help you edit down your script. The next thing that you're going to want to consider is a director. So your director is going to help you bring to life what the script is on stage. So sometimes your dramaturge and your director, or your writing coach and your director, can be the same person. For instance, that's what I do for a living. I help direct and develop solo shows. And so you can utilize a coach who does both things, or you might pick a different person for this part of the process, somebody to help you take the script and bring it to life on stage. So a director is going to be essential. I always know to stay far away from solo shows when I see written and starring and directed by so-and-so. Because if you see that there are no outside eyes on this show, that is a bad sign. I mean, we need outside eyes in our life, and we need outside eyes in our art, especially our solo shows, because it's too close to us. And furthermore, we just need someone to brainstorm with so we can fully realize our vision. So I would suggest when you pick a director, make sure it's someone who understands solo theater. It is a genre like none other. So you really want to make sure it's somebody who has a background in solo theater, who has a few solo shows under their belt, and go see the work of this person, or see if there's a way you can see video clips of work that they've directed, because you want to make sure that you enjoy their aesthetic and the way that they tell a story, and that it's a good fit. And this applies to your whole team, but energetically, you want to make sure that you're vibing with the person on your team, whether it's your director, your dramaturge, a technical director, whoever it is. You want to make sure that you feel good in the presence of this person, because the work that you do as a solo artist, or all artists, it's really intimate, and there's a lot of collaboration that is needed and synergy that is needed. So if you're not feeling good in the presence of anyone on your creative team, listen to that gut response, and you might want to change it up. The next thing that you might want to consider is a publicist. This was by far and away the best decision that I made when I was doing my first show, Oblivious to Everyone, in New York City. I hired a publicist, and he was able to get me on Fox 5 News. He was able to get me reviewed by all kinds of different reputable sources, and this enabled me to build my press kit, my electronic press kit and my physical press kit, that got me into colleges, that got me into other festivals and paid work with my show. So having a good publicist who can get you reviewed is essential. And that's a really great way to get outside audiences, besides your friends and family, to come see your show, as well as building your press kit that's going to show outside sources who might hire you or bring you in for their curated events that you are a true artist, that your show really has some substance and some professionalism. So a publicist, that's something to look into. Next, you're going to want to consider your technical team. So who's your technical director? Who's your technical aide going to be? Who's the person that can run your lights for you, program your lights for you, design your QLab or your PowerPoint? QLab and PowerPoint are two programs that many people use for their projection images, their pictures, their videos, things like that. And QLab is used in a lot of theaters now. It's very advanced. It's a great program for designing the fade in and fade out of all your pictures and your videos and your sound cues and all of that. So someone who's proficient in QLab or in PowerPoint, and also who can do lighting design. Lighting design is so very important, so you want someone who understands that. And sometimes this won't be the same person. Sometimes you're going to have somebody who programs QLab and is really skilled at that, and building sound design and things like that. And sometimes you'll have somebody who's really proficient at lighting design, or just someone who's really good at sound design. So you might need different people for different things, or you might get a jack of all trades, somebody who really can do all of it, and that's great. One-stop shop where that's concerned, and I certainly have references for people like that if you need some, so hit me up privately. The other thing I would suggest is getting a stage manager. A stage manager oftentimes will be the person to run your QLab and to run your sound and to run your lights. So somebody else might program them, but your stage manager oftentimes will be the person who will run it for you, who will be at every single show and who will actually run it. This isn't always the case, but a lot of times that's the case. It's also the person to say, okay, you got 10 minutes till showtime, you got 5 minutes till showtime. It's also the person a lot of times who will sit in on your rehearsals with your director and be on script and make sure that you are saying those beautiful lines that you've written. So a stage manager is just a really important liaison between director and actor and just the person that's running around and handling a lot of that crazy stuff for you the day of the show. So you want a really good stage manager as well. The next thing you're going to want is a producer. A producer can be a close friend. It could be someone that you're hiring out. But a producer oftentimes will just really help orchestrate everything that's happening, the meetings for your creative team. And sometimes they help with the financing as well. Producers just kind of oversee all of it. And that is a really important role. Another thing that might be really good to have is a social media expert, somebody who's really good with social media. And you might be great at that yourself. But again, if you're trying to get into creative zone, you might not want to be worried about your Twitter and your Facebook and your Instagram and all those things. So maybe having someone who is proficient with social media, who can just put updates of you in rehearsal or how many days till show opening, just little bits of advertising and marketing to really get you ready for when you premiere, so that people already have some buzz, they already know what's going on, and they're so excited for your show to open. And then during your run, somebody who's keeping up with social media so that there's constant buzz about your show so that you have full houses throughout your run. So social media, somebody who's great at that would be another addition to the team. And then this is a really, really important person, your graphic designer. Oh my gosh, I can't tell you how important this is. A graphic designer. You could have the most phenomenal show, but if you have an unprofessional looking graphic or a graphic that just doesn't really convey what your show is about, then who's going to come see it besides your loyal friends and family? How are you going to get the person who doesn't know you, who would really benefit from your show? How are you going to get that person into your audience without a good graphic? So it's really important to hire a graphic designer who is really excellent about realizing the vision that artists have and manifesting it on the page so that we have something, a physical representation of what's going on up here for you and in here for you. We really want a skilled graphic designer. Whew, so that might be a little overwhelming. That's a long list of different people to have on your creative team. But the good news is you don't have to find your entire creative team right away. You can take your time stepping into that and interviewing different people and seeing who's a good fit for you. And the other thing about building a creative team is I find a lot of times where money is an issue that we have so many people in our midst, our friends, our family, who have these sets of skills, who would be more than happy to step in and help you with your graphic design or help you with your social media or help produce you at no charge or low charge because they care about you and they want to see you succeed, at least when the show is in its infancy and needs to get up on its feet. So definitely feel free to just reach out into your network and see who might be willing to help you. And if you are hiring professionals and it feels overwhelming financially to build your team, then I definitely suggest crowdfunding. Again, you'll be surprised how all the different people in your network and your community are going to want to step up and see you manifest your dreams and who will support you financially. So crowdfund. Figure out what your budget would be to have this whole dream team and then crowdfund for it and believe that you're going to get that assistance, because I am certain that you will if you believe that you can and you do the work. So hopefully this video helped you, and please feel free to leave comments and questions below or write me privately. I'm also available for private coaching, and I also have my free class every week and group coaching. So if you need additional assistance from me personally, look into any of those different options. Please visit my website, jessicalynjohnson.com, join my mailing list, see availability for coaching and for classes and things like that, and have a beautiful, beautiful day.